Antony was heavily criticised for this ear-cupping gesture during Manchester United's FA Cup semi-final win over Coventry when the game went to extra time and penalties, and even though the Brazilian offered his reasoning for his actions when he claimed it was a heat-of-the-moment gesture after he noticed the opposition players taunting United fans. Many in the media and some pundits did take a swipe at the winger, with one pundit being Graeme Souness, who had this to say.
Graeme, what was your take on Antony, who's come in for a lot of flack and is giving it one of those cupping of the ear to the Coventry fan?
It's naff. You know, one of the bigger, again, I come back to senior player, you pulled them and say, we don't do that. Man United are a class act. Historically, they've been, but they've always been an absolute class act. For to have a player like that acting in that way, it's naff. It's like, just don't do that as a Man United player. Yeah, that's not the first time we've seen it from him, doing daft stuff.
Yeah.
Now referring to Antony as not being classy sounds cheap, especially coming from a guy who was well known for playing like this. This is a 24-year-old footballer acting up. This is a 42-year-old manager acting up. This is Graeme Souness when he managed Galatasaray in Turkey back in 1995-96. This is the stadium of Fenerbahce. This is what Souness did when Galatasaray scored a last-minute goal to beat Fenerbahce to win a cup final. So what was his excuse? Graeme Souness was offended when a Fenerbahce director referred to him as a cripple when he first got the job at Galatasaray. Whether you agree with Antony's behavior or not, and a lot of fans condemned his actions, this is a young player standing up for his fans at a neutral ground. Now this supposedly is a 42-year-old mature adult, almost causing a riot, putting his fans, his team and himself in danger at a rival's ground, just because he was offended by a comment made about him 9 months ago. Souness even put his family at risk because he had to have armed guards around his house for a while when he left the stadium that night.
They get too much too soon at Man United. That's my take on it. I've been a player and a manager in English for a very long time. When we were the dominant team at Liverpool, they were still the players were bigger stars than we were. They get so much attention, Man United players.